Dentistry is not easy to talk about. It is a three-dimensional, complicated construct that you, because you're a contractor, understand more than most people.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we had a window there.
Yeah,
Otherwise, let it go a little bit longer. Yeah, just demo it and build a new one.
that's it.
If we catch it before the termites and the water damage and smoke damage, yeah, we can pull this out of the fire. We can make this. This makes sense to rebuild it.
Right. You have a body of knowledge, so you have a toolbox, and then you use your brain to figure out how to correct a given situation, because
Sure.
no two situations are exactly the same. And so the thing that makes our industry so difficult is I'm working in such a tight little space. It's difficult to capture what I'm doing so that anybody else can see it. When I met you, you told me that you were considering implants.
Well, not having the knowledge, I had problems. Teeth hurt, mouth hurt, and some of them broken off at the gum line. And I thought, like we just talked about, that ship probably already sailed. And my options were to just
Take them
jerk them
out.
out, put some implants in, bolt some dentures in, and go on.
And you used to chew peanuts. For what reason did you chew those peanuts?
That's why I thought the ship had already sailed, because I used to keep a jar of peanuts in my truck. So before I would go into a restaurant to eat, I would throw a handful of peanuts in my mouth to smash the peanut meat into the different areas, so
Nooks
it
and
was
crannies.
less painful
When you ate your food.
to eat food.
Okay.
So, and then a good friend of mine, I went to the denture thing, and that was a lot of money. And he said, well, before you do anything, and I didn't know what my other options were, he said he wanted me to go to his dentist. So I went to his dentist, and his dentist said, you've got great foundation.
Exactly.
From a construction standpoint, you got a great foundation, you got good walls. We just got some things here that we can work with, but under no circumstance, And then I met you, and you had me come in and basically told me the same thing. We can't put back what God already gave you. You just worn off the visible part.
Exactly.
The part that you don't see is
Healthy.
awesome.
Yeah.
And-
Long roots. It would have been.
Oh, no,
it would have been a major deal to try to take those teeth out.
And the other dentist
Yeah.
told me the same thing. He said, "There's one tooth in there. I'm not sure I can get out. It's kind of like a rivet. It goes in and swells up." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds painful. So let's not do that." So then at that point, both you and the other dentist came to similar rebuilding things. You had a couple of extra steps in your program that made sense to me as a builder. So I didn't know Stacy at that point. So.
She's missing out.
But anyhow, so it made sense. There was a lot of things that made sense. So this was just like, okay.
So the extra step that I spoke of is called the snap-on smile.
Yes.
And what we have the opportunity to do with the snap-on smile is test your vertical dimension. Because what had happened with you is over the years you had suffered what's called vertical collapse. Vertical collapse. Okay, the height of your face is measured from an arbitrary point on your nose and an arbitrary point on your chin. Okay, so people who have and the height of your face is determined by the length of your teeth, upper and lower.
Sure.
Okay, when people lose their teeth, this dimension completely collapses. That's why people with no teeth have that kind of collapsed facial
I can
structure.
kind of do that still.
I know. We're going to demonstrate that. But anyway, so we have to, when we do a full mouth reconstruction, which is what yours is, we don't really know where to place that vertical, because your body, the human body is amazing. It just adapts to all these changes over time.
And you're right, except when you get to be 58, you're kind of scared about these adaptations, and you're talking about the vertical. In my case, I had the serious underbite, and the reason I really thought your clip-on smile or whatever we did made sense, because I was very concerned that for 58 years my Vado teeth stuck out past my top teeth.
Exactly.
And when you said, well, both of you said, we're going to switch that and put you back to normal because you need to be normal. I'm like, let's see how this goes. But his step, we were just going to go from dark to light, and hopefully I'd like it. With yours, if I didn't like it, I could pop it out and talk to you about, we need to put this back the way God made me. But having had this in now for several months, we are creatures that adapt, and it feels like it's been like that all my life.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But having that serious underbite, as I'm sure you can demonstrate where I was when we started, but to go from a serious underbite to worn out teeth to the opposite direction and opened up, it's awesome. I mean, it's no more peanuts.
Talk about the transition. Okay, so the very first time I saw you, what he's talking about is he had a class 3 malocclusion. His lower teeth were on top of his upper teeth, okay?
Yeah.
Like this, okay?
Yeah.
Instead of being like this, which is the ideal way.
Normal.
Yeah. We'll say ideal. There are all kinds of normal. Yours wasn't abnormal. Okay, some people are skeletally that way.
Right.
But you were not skeletally that way. You were adaptively that way. Okay? And it's interesting that in the very first visit, if you will recall, when all I did was build up all of those little broken down areas and fill all the holes of your lower arch. I didn't even, was it the lower? I think it's the upper. We did the upper first. Yeah, it was the upper arch. All the holes and nooks and crannies, we fill them in, and miraculously, after that appointment, what happened? You were no longer class 3. You were no longer like this.
No, we were pretty much end to end.
End to end, edge to edge, like that.
It was, and it was strange, but everything meshed together because when you redid the top, we were in here for 4, 5, 6 hours, and it was, walked out of here, my hair was all messed up. I know that. But yeah, you were end to end, and I walked out of here, and I'm like, I'm cured. I'm done. I mean, I'm still missing teeth on one on this side and 2 on this side, but what you did, that was just life changing right then.
Yeah. And I tell him not to fall in love with it because it's like we're not finished yet.
Every step she's got to say this because then she did the clip-in thing, and then we did the lowers and got them some holes filled up there and got them extended. It's, we're working at a different pace for different reasons because I got a job that's pretty demanding, and so we're trying to work at a slower pace. I'm sure you could have sped this procedure up. I'm very happy that we've taken the time to make damn sure we're going to be happy, because once you make this permanent, it costs a lot of money to put it there. Right. You better be happy with it, and it's all good. Right. It's all good.
Right. Sometimes it takes this much time to figure it out because your body has had years to adapt to the other position.
That's the part that I get as a contractor. This house just didn't dissolve back into the earth. I mean, it's been neglected. No paint, no roofing. Water seeping up underneath the foundation. All these things. It's been going on for a long time. You can't miss me. Buy this thing, do a little once over, and put it back on the market. I mean, we got some major problems here, and I had major problems to the point where, like we talked about, I thought my ship had probably already sailed on this rebuild thing. But a very good job.
Very good. So when we first put that Snap-on Smile in, it's interesting because, as you will recall, you thought they were kind of big because, of course, it's a sudden change. You're used to the little tiny. Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, we've made a change, and you have to adapt to it. So initially, I could hear that you were overextended. The vertical was too excessive. Your speech was not normal. It sounded like your tongue was tripping over something in your mouth. And it took time to get you out of this chair and in a casual situation where you're not thinking about it to hear those things. Right. So then I brought you in and we shaved it down about 1 millimeter, and all that problem went away. Do you remember that?
I remember there was a big change. I'm not there again. The mirror wasn't set just right. I couldn't see exactly what all you did, but there was a big change.
We shortened it by about 1 millimeter.
You just kind of belt sanded her down, and it all went together, and it's been really good since. And then as we've rebuilt the lower ones and got them to really, it's amazing how. Yeah, I got to think not to use as much force when I eat, but with good teeth, I don't need to maul it. I can
That's
actually
true.
chew it.
There you go.
So
So what I'd like you to demonstrate is what it looks like when you take this upper out. This upper is a snap-on smile that clips to your teeth. Okay?
this is a step that sold me on what we're doing. I had people tell me. I mean, the bad part of these things is after 58 years, I can no longer whistle with these, and I have trouble spitting. So but in the last couple months, I've learned I can't whistle, but I can start to get that taken care of. But it people have told me it took some of the wrinkles out of my face.
Wow.
I mean, throw it in, and now at this point, like we're creatures to adapt. This is awesome. Take it out, feels funny. I'm excited that when you said when you took it down, that's one thing. When we get this put back into the crowns, I'm hoping to lose a little bit of the mass of this thing and give my
absolutely
tongue
yes.
a little more room. And I think if I give my tongue a little more room, I could whistle again someday.
But notice that when this is out, we don't see your top teeth at all.
Yeah.
And your lips are kind of overclosed and pursed, like you don't have enough vertical dimension.
Right.
And you also built that up. It was short.
Oh yeah, and this, with this out, is still, the lowers have been built up, and the uppers was the first thing we built up. So this is not even close to where I was when I first came in. Yeah, the difference between this and this is significant, but between where I'm at right now as you look at me and where I was
When I first met you.
couple months ago when we first started, yeah, I mean I go back and look at the pictures and I'm like, yeah. How did we get there? But it's this. The house didn't just dissolve. It's been
Exactly.
neglected forever.
Right.
Fortunately, I got involved with you, and you saw that this could be pulled out of the fire, because since I've checked into these dentures, bolt-in denture things, they talk about, well, you know, they can break, and if you're in Texas on vacation and this thing breaks, you know, or with this, what we're doing, we're just basically putting crowns on there. You drill right through the crown, boom, boom, boom. And so
Easy
it's
to fix.
not, and most dentists are familiar with crowns, I would assume. Whereas these bolt-in dentures, there's a lot of people who are going, you break that thing, you know.
It's only a specialist that can handle it.
Not every mechanic works on Ferraris.
Right. That's right.
Little Lamborghinis, you know.
That's right.
So we're trying to, this everything about what we're doing makes complete sense
Good.
to me as
Good.
a general contractor of nearly 30 years.
Good, good, good. So the next step is I'm going to have to record this vertical dimension, okay? In order to make your upper teeth, the lab needs to know what the vertical dimension we have arrived at is. And so in order to do that, this device, the Snap-on Smile, is measuring that, is holding that.
Right.
So I'm going to section it in half, take out half of it, record with bite registration material how your teeth come together, okay? Let that set, then take the other half out and complete that bite registration, okay? Then we're going to take impressions of your lower arch and your upper arch and your lower arch, and send all of that to the lab so that they can create a mock-up for us for the final that pretty much duplicates what you have now with less bulk,
Right.
because they don't need to.
Yeah, we're clipping over the top, and you'll just go back in
Exactly.
the original hole.
Right. There's not going to be a lot of reduction of your teeth needed, because as you can imagine, there's space now between where your teeth are, your uppers are, and your lowers are. I don't need to cut from the occlusal or the biting surface. I just need to trim around the teeth to make room for those crowns to go on.
Right. That
Okay?
makes all sense to me.
Very
Yes.
good.
You don't
Okay.
just the standard crown.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to start with the impressions of the upper and lower, and then while Stacy's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and section your Snap-on Smile right down the middle. and then we will record your bite registration. Okay, your vertical dimension.
Cool.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
As soon as I know, I will know. That's it was scheduled for afternoon. I'll think
Oh, okay.
These are dependable.
That's wonderful.
But, you know, this, I made the comment that this is stretched out over a lengthy period of time for a lot of various reasons. But you're right. Since the first day, well, you looked at me and then we talked, and then when I came back in for that first day, where it was like 8 to 12 or 8 to 12:30 or so, since that day, yeah, I'm in no hurry. I'm good. I mean, it was
It's been baby step improvements.
and then we've just been taking our time and getting things dialed in.
Yeah.
You ready for me?
Yes, I am. Hold on, open, open, open. I'm gonna push, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna take it out.
So that's a putty.
Yeah, that was the first.
What it does is it adapts that tray. This tray is a standard size,
got you.
small, medium, large. This brings it closer to where your teeth actually
right.
are. And then we use a wash to go in there and get the pick up the detail.
See, you're making a custom tray.
Custom tray.
I feel special.
You should.
You are special, Rocky.
Yeah.
Dry your teeth off. It's gonna feel really funny, but please do not swallow. Stay open. Okay, relax your lips. Relax, relax, relax. I'm gonna put it in there. Relax, over, bring it over. So now I'm gonna just hold this, okay?
And breathe through
Breathe
your
through your
nose.
Lots of nose. Okay, no, no, no. It's
It's
dry
done in
hair.
his mouth. You can take it out.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. It's a thick section.
Okay.
And that's
Beautiful.
beautiful. Thank you.
See the detail? Excellent.
Anything
No,
stuck
when
in
you
your
first
teeth?
stuck that in there, and I was back there, that fur, that it went right there. That's why I leaned forward right away, and then it started to mess
Mess
with my
with your
mind. I
head.
was all right, and I knew I was all right, but I was like, I
Hold
couldn't,
on.
I can't talk
Breakfast
myself
cannot
into.
come up.
There you go. That wouldn't have looked good on film. And she wouldn't edit it out either.
No.
All right, so we put this in. And have you bite together. Now look at that. That shows you.
Let me
I
see
don't
the
know if
mirror.
you can get.
All right, I want to see. Get your
That
camera.
shows you how much of an vertical we have established. How much of an opening.
Wow.
And even more than that, actually.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay, I don't know
And
if you can
that's
zoom
with
in.
the bottom teeth being already extended.
And the upper are still built up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Hey,
were
that's a
way
wrap.
collapsed.
I was a wreck. You guys are better than I thought. Pretty self-explanatory right there. Hey, that's picture's worth 1,000 words.
Isn't it?
And to visually think that the top ones, like Casey said, have been extended. The bottom ones are my permanent extended crowns.
And you're still that much open. or needed that much opening. So she's going to retract, and I'm going to get a still picture.
She likes this part.
How'd you know?
Yareen.
All right, let's see here. Come this way. Pull it back this way. Thank you.
Harder.
I'm trying not to hurt your lips.
Yeah. Lean into it.
All right. So now we are ready to capture this vertical with our bite registration material. Okay, so we're going to put this right here. Oh, it's a new one. And we're going to just squeeze this right in between and capture that vertical. And we're going to have you close your lips around it and just let that set. The other thing that we haven't talked about is how this changed your profile.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to catch a profile picture before he leaves. Okay, so let's see if this is set, Rocky. This is pretty fast material. So go ahead and open. Now I'm going to take this out and have you close. Interesting, it's not as open on this side. Hand me the other half. Let's see if that's the same. Yeah, thank you. And go ahead and open. Bite. Yeah, that's it, see? So I'm going to go ahead with that. Ready?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to just check it. And go ahead and open. All right, so now we have to stabilize this so you can function.
You know that poly grip.
It worked very well. You want to bring some poly grip? So,
I didn't use any last night or this morning, obviously, because it sticks to my teeth.
it's very sticky. Can you see that? So you're going to have that little gap in between because I can't put them back together. I tried to
I would, if you could, Monica. There's
you round those. Yes, I will.
buff those off.
Buff it.
And
I'll do
I
it on
can't
the
feel
back.
the back side just a little bit. Yeah.
So I wanted to make that separation as small as possible, so
Sure.
I used
No.
this spur.
This is going to change my spitting dimension.
You can probably skeet it.
Shoot a stream.
Ah, boys.
Boy.
Boys
Hey.
will be boys. I gotta be able to spit.
No, you have some of this, right?
I got a whole tube of that at home, yeah.
Okay.
Can
don't-
I get
It doesn't take
a
very much.
enhanced strip? I'm gonna round this for him. Enhanced cup. Sorry. Thank you.
And I'm whatever you want to do, Monica, I'm saying that stuff works pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see if it will. If it does, then great. If it doesn't,
We'll
then
just
we'll
move forward with that.
put those little attachments on.
Next step.
The next step is I'm sending all this to the lab so they can
Right.
make your temporaries, give us a template so that we can make temporaries that will look like this and be glued to your teeth. Okay?
Temporary crowns, like we
Temporary
did on
crowns,
the
like
bottom.
we did on the bottom. So, and basically they're going to give us a template, she's going to show you, that shows us where we need to trim. I don't need them to give me that, but they will do it anyway. So it's just part of the process. She's going to show you what they're going to send back.
Okay. And then once we approve that, then
Once we get that, we'll prep the teeth
Yeah.
prep the uppers,
Right.
place temporaries like you had temporaries at the
Yes.
bottom. You'll throw this away or
Right.
memorialize it in a little pendant
Right.
around your neck. You won't need this anymore.
I got it. Then you got to take the uppers, grind them down,
Right.
so that, and then you'll bond those on there. But before you bond the temporaries on there, you'll send them a. Yeah, I get it. I can do this.
Okay.
This is Polygrip. I just used an enhanced cup to round out and smooth off the area that I trimmed, where I separated these two. Polygrip is pretty useful in stabilizing this, so let's see if this is going to work for him.
Impression of the perfect waxed up teeth. We'll put our material in here and then put it onto your teeth, and it'll look just like the waxed up.
Okay, so I have put Polygrip in here. Let's see how stable it is.
Oh, it's here.
So what do you think? Try to chew on this cotton roll.
Ow!
Not my finger.
I didn't do that on purpose. I swear to goodness. I swear to goodness. I didn't know.
You gotta be quick. Is it stable?
Yeah.
Feels pretty good. Okay, so just for the record, if this does not work, if the Polygrip isn't stable enough for you, okay,
Yeah.
what we can do is add some attachments to your teeth.
Right.
And make some hollows on the inside of that
Mm-hmm.
Snap-on Smile. Transfer those buttons to
No, I
the
got-
teeth so that the Snap-on has something to grip.
No,
Okay.
you'd explain that to me.
Right.
I've, because, the Polygrip just makes a world of difference in these things.
Okay,
Like
so
right now,
feels good?
feels
Okay.
great.
All right then, you're finished for today then.
Okay. And it shows the areas where she needs to trim.
All these little places that show through this template, those are areas that need to be reduced. Okay?
And then they'll send back the wax up of what your teeth would look like perfect. And this little mold. And
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So that we can make your temporaries look like that. Okay? So it's going to
Really?
just make it easier
Easier.
for us
For
to,
everybody.
yeah, to make your temporaries look perfect, and it will also give you a preview of what the final restorations are going to look like.
Exactly.
Okay? So,
Cool.
okay.
So take your
All right. So, big smile.
Wow.
All right.
Got them together?
Yeah, I did. Did I get it together?
Yeah,
Let's make
I
sure.
opened it just for a second there, and then I think
Nope,
when
I
you-
got it. It's
you got
together.
it. I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get a profile shot. All right, my dear, you are finished for today. Woo!